a whole lot of advantages with data. Data helps of your world. Now, it also helps you to solve problems. There are several problems that you can't solve without having access to data. There are several problems you can't solve without really knowing which data do you need to solve it. So apart from discovering why you need a data, you must also understand what kind of data do I need. Because especially in this age, there are numerous data. We are exposed to several data. So for you to have to avoid data conflict, to avoid being lost in the world of data, you must define the kind of data that you need, having established why you need the data. Now that you have decided the kind of data that you need, you now look at how do I get the data? Is it through primary sources or through secondary source? And you know the difference between primary source of data collection and secondary source. Primary source of data, it's when you get the data yourself, either through interview, either by giving people questionnaire, either by observation, either by using camera, drones, participation. Those are various ways of getting data at the primary level. But again, you could get your data secondary method through secondary sources. You could use already existing data. For instance, if you get data from Bureau of Statistics, that's a secondary data because somebody has collected the data. If you get data from government regulatory agency, that's a secondary source of data. If you get data from banks and financial institutions, that's a secondary source of data. So you now decide how to get the data, either through a primary source, through a secondary source, or through a hybrid. Probably you need to get some directly through primary and get some through secondary, and probably look at the relationship between the two or mix the two together to achieve what you want. So you discover that everybody needs data, whatever your profession, whatever your area of strength, whatever your area of calling, even people who do churches, more religious organizations, NGOs, banks, business organizations, telecoms organizations, schools, educational institutions, government institutions, everybody needs to work with data. Now, when you now get the data, the next thing is what do you want to do with this data? Because data provide insights. So in that sense, you now look at how do I analyze this data? There are manual methods of doing data collation, of doing data analysis, of classifying data. But again, manual method is a method of old. There are several automated methods and there are several tools. There are several software that help you with data analysis, both statistical and non-statistical, business statistics, scientific statistics, and different tools like that and method that you use to analyze your data so that you can get the kind of information and insight you demand from such data. One of those tools is Microsoft Excel. One of those tools is Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel helps you with a whole lot of activities when it comes to data. Data manipulation, data forecasting, good charts, what if analysis, several computations, because in Excel we have hundreds of formulas and functions that helps you do a whole lot of activities. And also one good advantage of Microsoft Excel is that it has a very strong handshake in receiving data and in giving data to other data related applications and even web, receiving data from web and giving data back to web, either a web portal or even a web service. So this had made Excel a very, very good and handy data analysis application. One good advantage is that Excel is available for you almost everywhere. Almost every system has Microsoft Office.
Yes,
And
sir.
Microsoft Excel is one of the Microsoft Office application, and arguably really the most powerful. Someone has defined it as the most powerful software he has come across. So this is the power of Excel, and it is this strength of Excel that we'll be sharing in the course of these activities. It is this strength of Excel that we'll be sharing in the course of these activities. So, as you know, there are different versions of Microsoft Excel, right from the days of Windows 3.1 when we have Lotus 123, and it
Yes.
has metamorphosed to Office 365 now. So there are different versions, and it has different capacity. It has different capacity. Excel has different capacity, result-oriented user interface, more rows and columns. I will guide you on how you can navigate through the rows and columns very soon.
Yes, sir.
Number of cell references, memory management, faster calculation of large data, formula intensive worksheets, enhanced office team, better preaching experience, and so more, so more, so more. Now, there's something I need you to understand here.
Yes,
When
sir.
you understand all these formulas and functions of Excel, you're not just understanding it just for understanding sake. You're not just understanding it just for knowing sake. You are understanding it so that you can apply it. So, as you are getting this, you must understand this thing, where can I apply it? What benefit does it have in business, in education, in lifestyle? So as you are learning some of these things, we'll also be looking at areas of applications, because the real reason why we're studying this is for us to be able to apply it and make the way we live our life more automated, more easier, so that we can get better results for our actions. Now, does it have a limitation? Yes, it does. And I've just highlighted only three here. Excel is not a relational database. It's a flat database. So it cannot replace the function of relational database like Microsoft SQL Server, like Oracle, or like Microsoft Access. But it has a very strong handshaking with them. You could pick data from them for analysis. You could give them back data as well. Excel is not a statistical package. It has arrays of statistical functions, but it does quite much more than statistical analysis. So you can compare it with SPSS. SPSS is focusing basically on statistical analysis, and Excel is focusing on wider range of analysis. There are financial analysis in Excel, there's mathematical analysis, there's engineering analysis, there are text-related analysis, there are regular business day-to-day analysis. And the last one, Excel is not a programming language. You can compare it with Visual Basic or Java or Python or C or C Sharp or C++. But again, it has a programming platform. We call it VBA, Visual Basic Application. And almost all Microsoft Office application has that. What VBA does and macro is that they help you to write code. So with code, you can have buttons and automate the way your Excel application will work, and automate the way your Excel application will work. So these are some of the limitations that I can just put to the table now. With time, you'll be seeing more of the benefits and the advantages. You'll be seeing more of the benefits and the advantages. Very good. Very good. Good. Now, let's look at the way Microsoft Excel sheet is being named. If you look at this file now, the file name is having book 1 Excel. That book 1 is a pseudo name. It's a name that is given to the sheet pending the time that you give it the name you want. Now, a Microsoft Excel file is called a workbook. It's a book where you work. So a Microsoft Excel file is called a workbook. And that is why the pseudo name is book 1 or book 2 or book 3 or book 4, as the case may be, depending on how many Microsoft Excel files you have opened prior to the current one, depending on the instances of Microsoft Excel file you have opened. And it can allow for several sheets, but you have only one sheet. Can you add 2 more sheets by just clicking on the plus sign?
Yes, sir.
Good. Another one. Very good. So what you have now is you have 3 sheets. So a Microsoft Excel workbook contains worksheets, and worksheets contain cells and range of cells. So put your cursor now in sheet 1. Click on sheet 1. Good. Now, your cursor is currently in cell A1. A cell is the intersection of row and column. A cell is the intersection of row and column. Now, the Excel worksheet rows are numbered 1, 2, 3, while the column is numbered A, B, C. Can you locate a key called END, E-N-D, on your keyboard?
Yes, sir.
Press the END key once and press arrow down. Good. Do you see what happened?
Yes, sir.
That is the number of rows of an Excel worksheet. 1,048,576. 1,048,576 is the number of rows in every sheet in Excel. So if you have 100 sheets, 100 of them will have 1,048,576 rows. Do you get that? Now write it down. The 1,048,576 is equivalent to 2 raised to power 20. So if you do 2 raised to power 20, it will give you the same thing. Okay, in that place where your cursor is,
Okay, sir.
type equal to.
Okay.
Equal.
I'm sorry.
That's not equal to. Equal sign.
I'm sorry. The equal sign is not working on it. But I'll use screen button. I have,
So
sir.
you type the equal sign, then type 2.
Okay.
Then look for caret. Caret is the sign on 6. It is raised to power. Power.
No.
No, that is ant. That is on 7.
Yes, sir.
Good. And type 20.
Okay, sir.
And press
Enter.
Press enter or arrow right. Do you see that?
Yeah, I have.
So you can see,
yes, sir,
10,48576, the same thing as 2 raised to power 20. So the formula you have just typed in Excel now is the equal sign 2 raised to power 20. Now, if you look up, you will see your formula bar. Hold on, there are 2 bars I want to explain. Good. That is your formula bar. Your formula bar shows you the content of the active cell. The active cell is the cell having your cursor per time. So the cell where your cursor is the active cell.
Okay.
So the formula bar shows you your active cell. You will see that there's also what we call a name box. If you look towards the left of the formula bar, you will see the name box. It has A good, A10. It shows you the current location where your cell is. And that current location where your cell is the active cell. That current location where your cell is the active cell. So the name box shows you the active cell, and the formula bar shows you the content of the active cell. Is that fine?
Yes,
now,
sir.
Look for, okay, keep pressing your arrow right. Keep pressing your arrow right up until you get to column Z. That's Z. Good. Hold on there. You can see after Z, you know Z is the 26th column, A, B, C to Z.
Yes, sir.
So after Z, you now have column AA. So you could have cell AA1,
Okay.
cell AA 5000, cell AD 2010. All those ones should be cell name. Are you with me? So go up until you get to AZ again.
Okay.
Very good. You can see after AZ, it starts from BA.
Yeah.
So after BZ, it starts from CA. After CA, it starts from DA up until ZZ. Then after ZZ, it now starts from AAA. Now do something now. Do Control G. Control G will give you a go to dialog box. Hold down the Control key and press G. Good. Reference. Now, sometimes we say cell address. Sometimes we say cell reference. A cell address or a cell reference can be used interchangeably. What it means is the location.
Okay.
It means the location where what you are looking for is. Is that clear? So in that place, type ZZ1.
ZZ1.
And press enter.
Okay. Yeah. Already.
Do you see that? It has taken you to
ZZ1.
column ZZ row 1. It has taken you to column ZZ row 1. Then after column ZZ, what is the next column after it?
Column AAA.
Scroll, use your arrow right and move there.
Okay. Column AAA.
AAA. Good. So after AAA, scroll down, keep scrolling down. AAB. No, keep scrolling right rather. AAB, AAC. You can see that gap up till you get to AAZ. After AAZ, it now start from ABA again. So I'm just trying to take you through the naming of Excel column. Now press your end key again and arrow right. Arrow right this time around. Good. You've got to XFD. XFD is the last column in an Excel sheet. And it is equivalent of 2 raised to power 14. Now, type 2 raised to power 14 now, equal to raised to power 14.
Okay. Equals to 2 raised to power. Exactly.
Good. So it's 16384. So the number of column is 16384. So XFD is 16384 column. XFC is 16383 column. XFB is 16382 column. And XFA is column 16381. Do you understand the arrangement now?
Yeah.
You understand how the Excel screen. So you can press Control and Home. It will take you back to A1. Home. There's a key on your keyboard called Home, H-O-M-E. So Control plus Home will take you back to cell A1.
I'm coming.
Not Home. No, not that Home. The Home on your keyboard. There is a key on your keyboard called Home, H-O-M-E.
One.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Good. So you understand what a cell is now?
Yes,
now, let's now look at what range of cell is. Let's look at what range of cell is. Range of cells. So what is a range of cell? A range of cell, just like I said, is 2 or more cells that are aligned together. 2 or more cells that are close to each other.
Yes,
now, place your cursor in the formula bar.
okay.
In the formula bar. Good. You can type straight away from the formula bar as well. Type equal.
Okay. Okay.
B3.
B3.
Column B10. Column.
Okay, yes.
B10. B3 column B10. Good. That is a range of cells. Anytime you are referring to more than one cell and they are closely aligned together, you can refer to it like this. So this cell that is selected now is B3 to B10. That is a range of cells. 2 or more cells that are closely aligned together. They are together with each other. Now, delete the B3 to B10. Don't delete the equal sign yet. Don't delete the B3. Okay,
Okay.
B3 to is the column.
Okay.
Good. I3.
Mm, I3. Yeah.
Do you see the difference?
Yes, sir.
The other one is B3 to B10, which means they are on the same column, but different rows. That's why you have row 3, row 4, row 5. They are on the same column, column B. But this one now, they are on the same row, row 3, but different columns. So that is why you have B3 to I3. So this is also a range of cell. So you can pick range of cell from anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, delete the I3. Good. Now type F6. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at this now, this selection is different rows and different column.
Column
So without even seeing this your Excel sheet, you know that they are column B,
B.
column C, column D, column E, and column F. That is 5 columns. And they are also on 5 rows. Row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, 4 rows.
Yes,
Do you get that? So the
sir.
total number of cells there is 20. That is
20.
5 times 4 cells, 5 columns, 4 rows.
Yes.
Are you understanding what range of cells mean?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, delete this one now. Delete everything.
Okay.
Good. Go to sheet 2.
Okay.
Okay. Go to G1 of sheet 2. Type 35 there and press enter. Then, yes, on G2, type 40. And on G3, type 50. Now, you can see in G1, 35, G2, 40, 50 on sheet 2. Now, go back to sheet 1.
I'm back to sheet 1.
Good. Now, what I want to teach you here, in Excel, you can pick data from any sheet. Even you can pick data from a file that is not even open, but that is beyond our scope for now. That is beyond our scope for now. You can pick data even from a file that is not open. So in A1 now, type equal sheet 2,
Okay.
sheet
2.
2.
Okay. Sheet
Good.
2.
Now put exclamation mark. Put exclamation mark.
Yes, sir.
Good. And G2
G2.
and press enter.
Wow.
Good. Now, let me explain something to you. Place your cursor in that A1 so that you can see the formula.
Wow.
In this place,
Yes,
you
sir.
put in a formula, but you get a value. In Excel, when you put in a formula, when you put the equal sign in Excel, the equal sign means what you are putting in, it's an operation that you want Excel to carry out for you.
Okay.
If the equal sign is not there, Excel will not do anything. Now, double click on that your A1, delete the equal sign, and press enter. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So Excel is seeing it just like an ordinary text or a sentence or a word that you're just typing. It's the equal sign that activates the formula operator in Excel to tell Excel that this is an activity I want you to carry out for me. When we get to formula, we'll discuss it well. But what I'm trying to explain to you now is even data in other sheets, you can use it in operation. You can call for it from any other sheet. When you don't put the sheet name, Excel assume you are talking about the current sheet. But if it is not the current sheet, and just like I said, the current sheet is the active sheet. So if it is not the active sheet, then you have to put the sheet name. So go back to that sheet one and add the equal to now. Good. And press enter. Good. Do you see that? So the 40 in G2 of sheet 2 is what it brought out for you. Place your cursor in B1 here and type equal sheet 2.
Okay.
After the sheet name, you must always put the exclamation mark after the sheet name. G1 multiply asterisk, that is the sign on 8, is multiply by 5.
By 5.
Yeah, 5. And press enter.
Wow.
You see that? What you have in G1 is 35. So what you have just done here is that you have multiplied that 35 by 5. So you can see that you can pick data in Excel from any sheet, and you know how to reference a range of cells, how to reference a cell, and now you know how to pick data from any sheet. Now, go to sheet 3 and pick those two data in sheet 1. Do anything you want to do with it in 1 minute. You have your data in A1 and B1 in sheet 1. So from sheet 3 now, call the data in B1 and multiply it by 10.
Okay,
Do it.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Now, place your cursor in that formula again.
Okay.
On A1 in sheet 3. You can see.
Yes, sir.
What you have in A1, hold on. What you have in A1 is 40. And that 40, you picked it from sheet 2, from G2, from cell G2 in sheet 2. Do you see that now?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's do something now. Go to that, press enter here. Let's see what the answer is.
400.
The answer here is 400. Good. So go to sheet 2 now. Let's change it.
Okay.
So that 40, change it to 60.5.
60.5.
And press enter. Good. Go to sheet 1. You can see that it has reflected your changes.
Yes, sir.
Then go to sheet 3. You see that it has reflected your changes.
Yes, sir.
These are some of the core benefits and advantages of Excel. If there's a change in a source value, every other cell across multiple sheets that use that cell will have their value updated automatically to reflect the change. So if it is 30 location that has used that cell or that has depended on that cell to get their value, as soon as that source value changes, every other cell, every other formula, every other result that as dependent on that cell or on a cell that depend on that cell will have their value automatically updated to reflect whatever change has been made. To reflect whatever change has been made. And this is a very strong strength of Excel. This is a very strong cell of Excel. Very good. I like the operations you are doing. Very good. That's commendable. Just try some things, look for a problem, and find a way to get some solutions to it in line of the little we've explained to ourselves. I like the last one you did. Good.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's 11 o'clock.
Very good. Good. So with what you have tried now, it shows that you understood what we're saying. Very good. I'm happy about that. Put your cursor on that C1 again. Let's see the formula. Very good. So whatever you have in sheet 2, G3, you multiply by A1 of this. That's very good. So you can see that you've used data in the 3 sheets to perform basic operations. You've used data in the 3 sheets to perform basic operation. So stop sharing this screen. Then let me take you through some things from my book. So I'd like you to look at it and read. You understand this? Microsoft Excel, how to enter Microsoft Excel. You're far above this. Good. Now, workbook, worksheets, we've explained this. Number of rows, number of column. You can see 16384 column, 104856 rows. How to move, how to navigate. We've explained this. Good. This is range of cells. How to identify range of cell. You very well, you understand what active cell is, active-ish, active sheet, the title bar. Very good. Now, a cell in column G and room 22 is referenced as G22. The range of cell between column AA, row 1 to room 20, AA1 to A20. So you find with this. Now, we'll take time to go through the ribbon in Excel. But before we do that, to see, I also like,
Already did, sir.
can you save this file and give it any name of your choice? Now, when you are saving a file, it's advisable you don't put space. You can put an underscore
Let's go. Yes, sir.
because you might need to refer, and the space will always create a problem. So you can save on your desktop, you can save on my document, you can call it Excel classes. So Excel underscore classes will be better. So the underscore will give it both the space effects and the one word effect at the same time.
Okay, it's right.
You can see that there is no space in the book 1. There is no space between the book and the 1. Very good. Very good. Excel underscore lesson. Good. Very good.
Yes, we're all good.
Now it is saved. Excel underscore lesson 1. Now it is saved. Good. Now, there are some word in Excel. You know, you can fill in series of letters and numbers in Excel through what we call series.
Yes, sir.
Some you need to build the logic by yourself. Some are already on the system. But let me guide you. Go to G1, type SUN.
SUM.
That SUN, let it be capital S, short form of Sunday.
Okay.
Good. And in H1, type Sunday in full. In I1, type JAN, capital J. And in J1, type January in full. Very good. Now, put your cursor in G1 now.
Okay.
Now, if you look at that thing, I want to teach you something called fill handle. FILL handle. HANDLE. Fill handle. Fill handle is used to fill series. Series is data that follow a pattern, either arithmetic or geometric,
Okay.
and it could also be words. Now, do something. In K1, type array.
Okay, sir.
Good. Now, Place your cursor back in G1. Towards the bottom right, you go. That is a fill handle. Hold it and drag down up till you get to 20. Up to get to row 20.
Row 20.
Row 20. Release it. Now, this is a series that is already in the system. The system understands it. So select Sunday, Jan, and Jan together so that I don't do one by one. Select H1 to J1. Hold down your shift. No, hold down your shift key first and select it to J1. Hold down your shift key and arrow right.
Okay, okay.
I want you to do the three together. Good.
And down.
Oh no, up to J1.
Go to J1. Okay.
Good. Now place your cursor on the fill handle in J1. Good. Drag down a little. Let's see. Do you see that?
Okay.
So you can drag up to get to 20 as well. Good. And do the same thing for Ire. Let's see what we get. Do the same thing for Ire. Let's see what we get.
Wow. Good, sir.
Good. Now, if you look at it, Ire does not belong to the field series that the system has. So when you type anything that the system don't understand, it reproduces that thing. So if you want to reproduce something, just type it once and use your field handle.
Yeah.
If you want to reproduce something, just type it once and use your field handle. Now, let's do something else. Let's now assume that you are not picking data every day of the week. Let's assume you pick your data only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you want to keep picking Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you want the system to do that for you. What will you do? You will need to build a small logic, and with that logic, the system will pick it. So put your cursor in L1, type MON there.
MON.
Then the next one, Wednesday, the next one, Friday.
MON.
L2, Wednesday, L3, Friday.
Wednesday.
Repeat the two of them. L4, Monday, L5, Wednesday, L6, Friday. Now select the 6 of them. No, that's not to select.
Okay.
When you are selecting, yes, you use your shift and arrow down. Yes, you select normally. Yes, before you use fill, exactly. Now use the fill handle now. Let's see.
To 20.
Go down and release it. Let's see what is going to reduce. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
You can see that because of you have built 2 instances of what you want. You now select those instances, and the artificial intelligence built into it can pick it. So instead of it to be giving you Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, is reproducing what you have based on the instances you have built. You need to get that. It's reproducing what you have based on the instances you have built. Very important. Now, let's try it with numbers. On M1, type 1000. M2, 995. M3, 990. Select the 3 of them and use your fill handle. Select first, then use your fill handle. Do you see that?
Wow. Yes, sir.
Because the first 3 you have was reducing by 5. So it follows the same pattern down, and that is the same pattern it will follow if you take it further down than that. It's the same pattern it follows. So in N1, in N, build something that is growing. In N and O, and use the same thing. Let me see.
Okay, something like 2, no. Then 20, 20, 15.
Very good. Very good. Do you see that? One was
Okay.
increasing with 10, the other was increasing with 15. Do you understand that?
Very well, sir.
Good, good, good. Very good. Now, if you don't want to use that method, there's another method you can use. Put your cursor on P1.
Okay.
Now, where you have editing up, under home, you will see fill. Just go up where you are. You know, you can see. Okay, let me explain this. For instance, you have the clipboard. This is the clipboard, font, alignment, number, style, cell. So go to editing. You see fill after auto sum, and it has a drop down arrow. So click on that drop down arrow.
Okay.
Click on the drop down arrow and click on series.
Done.
Click on series. It will give you a dialog box. At least as a
Okay.
mathematician, you understand arithmetic. Good, good. Now, we did not type anything in P. So we'll go back, click on cancel, then go to P
Okay.
and type 11.
Okay, sir.
Good. So go to your series now. Now, they said, how do you want it to fill it? We want it linear. Do you want your series to go in rows? In rows means it's going right,
Right.
or columns.
Down.
So in this case, I think we're going to select columns. Select column.
Okay, sir.
No, should it be columns or rows? Select rows first.
Okay.
Linear. Now, they say, when do you want it to stop? You can say you want it to stop at 10,000. Then I want it to be growing with 11. So step value will be 11. You want it to be growing 11. Then click OK.
Okay, I think there was a problem here. I picked P2.
Do you say, oh, your cursor was not in P1 when you started? Your cursor has to be in P1.
Yeah.
Put your cursor on P1.
Okay.
Good.
P1.
So try. The cursor has to be in P1. Good.
You said row now.
Leave it on row first. Then
Okay.
let's see how it goes.
Wow.
Do you see now?
Yes, sir.
It's move on that row up until 10,000. It's,
Yes,
it's increasing in levels. You can use the arrow right to trace it. It will be a long journey.
Very, very long. Very long journey, sir.
You can see that it's increasing in 11. So we'll do this Control G to go back. We're on P1. Control G. You can use Control G so that P1. Good. So do another one that will go column now.
Okay.
So this one now, column, yes. Let's assume you want this one to be increasing with 22.
Okay, sir. Step value 22.
Yes, that means to be adding 22 to it. And you
22.
can say you stop at 10,000 as well.
Wow.
You see that?
Yes, sir.
Scroll down. I want to show you something. Scroll to the last one. Yeah, keep scrolling. Now, if you look at it, it didn't stop at 10,000, it stopped at 999. Because if you add another 22 to this one, it will have exceeded the 10,000 limit. So sometimes what you have in your store value, you might not have that number, meaning that any other addition to that number in the format of the series will exceed that number. And that is why it stopped the number before it. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
So you can go back up. Type A1. Let's go to the first one. Good. Very good. Good. So save the document, update what we have done. This is an error message because you deleted that and you couldn't see that value. That is why you put value there. So by the time you put your formula and you have the value, it's going to return the value. Good. Now, look up. This place is where we want quick toolbar. For instance, you want to save, you want to do something. Are you seeing the quick toolbar on after where you have home? Good. You guys, good. Yes. No, not insert. Up. Good. That arrow, that drop down arrow, click on it. Very good. For now, it's only these three that are available. Yes. Save, undo, redo. So if you want to add more, just click on it. New, open, be clicking. So new is added to it. Click, open is added to it. Are you with me? Yes, sir. So that is what we call the quick access bar. Quick access toolbar. Are you with me? So if you want to save now, you just press the first one. That is the save. No, up where it is arranged. Good. You can just save straight away from there. So the quick access toolbar, what it does is it reduces the number of clicks and steps you take to achieve a regular objective. So if there's an operation you perform regularly, just put it on the quick access toolbar so that anytime you need to use it, you just click on it straight away instead of you clicking 2, 3, 4 steps before you get it. So it's one of the ways that Excel have to give you speed whenever you're working with Excel. It's one of the ways Excel have to give you speed. So let's take some time to quickly go through the ribbon. This, where you have file, click on the file. Where you have file in Excel is called the backstage. On the backstage, you have Zephyr layouts. Before the end of our classes, we'll have time to talk about layouts and why we'll need them. That is the several templates, the templates that exist. So you can see new, you want to open a new document, you want to open an existing one. So all these now, the first two, you put it in quick access bar. So you don't need to come here for that again. So this information will give you information about this worksheet. You want to save as, print, export, publish, and things like that. So that is what we call the backstage. So click back on the arrow back so that I'll go to the other one. So the first one is home. The way Microsoft arrange it, before we used to have drop down, file, edit, print, like that, up until help. But this is the ribbon arrangement, whereby each icon and function is brought to visible space. It's not too much hidden because you work with some of these functions and there are hundreds of them and all of them cannot be displayed at the same time. If not, there will not be an area to work. We won't have work area. So because it is grouped, we have to understand the grouping so that you understand the function. So this home now, each of them is divided into sections. The first section here is clipboard, font, alignment, number, style, cell, and editing. Now, each of them now have icon. An icon is a picture, a small picture that has functions. So that icon is just representing the function. For instance, cut, copy. Now, if you look at copy now, it has a drop-down arrow. Okay. When you click on it, means it has options. Click on the drop-down arrow. Good. copy as picture. Do the same thing with paste. Click on the drop down arrow, you can see. Use paste special. Do you get it now?
Yes,
The
sir.
same thing with, so go to the font now, go to the font section. You will see that anyone that has a drop down arrow, when you click on the drop down arrow, it gives you the options. You can see. So you have single underlining, double underlining.
Yes, sir.
Yes, where you have Calibri is your font name. So there are several other fonts. Do you see now?
Yes, sir.
Do you see now?
Yes, sir.
Do you see now? You can even scroll down. So it won't be showing all of these. There will not be anywhere to walk. So that arrow is the one telling you that it has more options.
Yes, sir.
This one is talking about how big you want it to be, the size. Do you get that? Good.
Yes, sir.
The same thing with the color, the fill color.
The fill color.
You can see different color listings and color combinations.
Yes, sir.
Very good. The same thing with merge and center. The same thing with orientation, conditional formatting.
Yes, sir. Format as state, the format as style.
Yeah, if you click on it, you will see the options. Click on the conditional formatting option. Let's see.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And each of them also have sub option. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So we were going to leverage on these a whole lot. We're going to leverage on these a whole lot. Don't worry, it will take time. By the time we are having our next lecture, we should say some things about conditional formatting. Now, you can try insert, delete. No. There's an insert under cells. After conditional format, after style, you see cells. No, not that insert. The one on home. Good. Exactly. Here you can insert column, insert row. Good. You can also delete. You can also insert sheet.
Delete. Okay.
Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
You also have format. Good. Very good. So all this one help you. You want to change your row height, column width, auto feed.
Fill. Okay, fill.
You want to hide a row, hide a column, move or copy an entire. Now, you can see that. So all these are various activities, functions, capacity that Excel has. The next one is insert.
Okay.
Click on it. Let's take some time to explain that.
Okay.
On the search ribbon, pivot table and pivot chart, we'll take time to look at that.
Okay.
Pictures, screenshots. Then these are different kind of charts. Sparklines, slicers. I will tell you more about slicers, sparklines. Then another good advantage, equation. Go to the equations, look at the arrow down. So with this now, whether in Word, in Excel, or in PowerPoint, to now do equation is easier.
Okay.
And with time, you will see what we can do with it. So the next one is page layout.
Page layout.
Page layout is very important in Excel because unlike Word, it is already paginated. PowerPoint is already in slide. Excel is one big sheet. You've seen its size. So with page layout, you can decide how you want your data to be arranged, either orientation, portrait on landscape, your margins, your page break, which of them will fit into a page, how do you print, how do you arrange your printing, do you want to put background and things like that. So those are the things you can do with page layout, and we're going to try a few of them towards the end of the class. By the time we'll have had so much content, and we want to see how to relate with presenting it to an audience or to other applications that has to do with pagination. The next one is formula, and that is the meat. That's probably the most important and the most demanding ribbon in Excel. Excel has various formulas, and by our next class, we'll start talking about the formulas, and the formulas are grouped. Look at the first one, financial. Click on it. You see all the financial functions there. accrue interest, amortization, net present value. You can see it. You can scroll down and to see more. Quite a whole lot of them. Quite a whole lot of future value of an investment, payment, the rate. You want to determine the rate. You know how much. You know what you want. You want to know how long it will take for you to get what. You know, all those ones are there. Then you want to build logic. You will see also the logical formulas under logic. And, if, not, or, x of or, if error, true, false. All these are logical functions. And you will see how do we build them, how do we use Excel to build logic, and how do we use this logical function together with other functions to make meaning in making decision, in comparing values in Microsoft Excel. The next one is text value. Excel also have arrays of formulas that deals with how you manage text. Car, concatenate, exact, fix, lower, upper, proper, replace, right, rept for repetition. So you will see the importance of some of these as our class progresses. Then date and time. You can see all these are date and time functions, because most times we'll deal with date. When will this happen? In 5 days time? What will be the value in 30 days time? And some of these things. So anything that has to do with date. So these are the date formula: date, date value, days, date, hour, month, minute, now, second. Do you get it? Okay, do something now. We're still coming back here. Place your cursor in A5. Type equal. Now, in A5, type equal, then now, NOW. Then open and close brackets. Don't put anything inside it. And press enter. This is what happens. It returns the current date and time. Today is 18th of December 2020, and the time is 11:33. Do you see that?
Yes,
you can see that is one of the date and time functions, and that is what that one does now. So you can say now minus 5 hours, now minus last hour, or now minus 2 days. What will it return to? So we build a whole lot of logic with that, but we'll see how that works. Then the next one is lookup and reference. Lookup and reference. Click on the drop down arrow of lookup and reference. It has powerful formulas. Formulas like VLOOKUP, lookup, HLOOKUP, column, choose, hyperlink, index, match, offset, row, RTD, transpose. It builds a whole lot of data and a whole lot of value. Has a whole lot of value. Now look at the next one: mathematics and trigonometry. And I think this will be of interest to you.
yes, sir.
So you can see cos, absolute value, cos theta, tan theta, sine, base, ceiling, aggregate. You can go to the base. You can scroll down to see more. You can see exponential, GCD, INT, LCM, log of a value, factorial. You can see M round, PI, power, product, quotient, radian, rand, round between, round down, round up, sine, square root, PI, subtotal, sum if, sum product. You can see various formulas relating to mathematics and trigonometry. Then click on more functions. There are still more group. You see more group. You can see the statistical group. Oh yeah, click on the statistical group. You see quite a whole lot. Average, average A, average if, average is, chi-square, confidence, correlation, count, count blank, count if, count A. Scroll down and see more. You can see Fichet, forecast, Lashpaye, forecast linear. There are several of them in the statistic group. Several of them. several frequency, gamma, beta, growth, geomean, gauss, Hamin, chord, intercept, large, small, mean, max, normal, normal distribution, Pearson, percentile, permute, rank, rank average, rank equal, skew, slope, standard deviation, variance, quite a lot. So these are arrays of Excel functions. You can try engineering too. Let's go through. You can see Bezelli converts binary to hexadecimal, binary to octa, hexadecimal to binary, hexadecimal to octa. You can see delta. It is various engineering related formulas. Then apart from that, we have cube. We have cube. We have information. We have compatibility, because sometimes you are bringing in Excel workbooks and files that were created using different versions of Excel.
Okay. Okay.
Good. All right. So you can check on web too. So that's not much. That's a new function group that was added to Microsoft Excel right from, I think, 2016. It's not common in non-Excel, and it's just been evolving. It's just been developing. So you can see that. Then we have the name manager, remove error. Everything you have on that ribbon formula helps you in making your formula to look good, and in making you also to correct errors, to
Yes, sir.
step in and see what value it return it at different time. Do you understand? Good. Now, place your cursor on data, on the data ribbon. So what you have on the data ribbon are things that helps you with data. The first one is get external data. Click on the drop down arrow. Let me explain some stuff to you there. Good. I told you Excel has a very strong handshaking from other data related applications. So you can pick data from Access, from web, from text. Click on other sources. You will see other options that are available. You can pick data from SQL Server, Analysis Service, Data Feed, XML, JSON, Microsoft Query. So Excel has a very strong handshaking in data exchange. It picks data and it also gives data between those applications. So it's actually a whole huge capacity now. So you can also see in the data ribbon, you can see query. You can also run a query. You can see from a file, from database, from Azure services, from online services. You can sort, you can filter, you can convert text to column. You can also do, you can see there's a place you have data tool. You have connection, after connection, you have sort and filter.
Okay. From
Good. You are taking your time to explore. Really, it has huge capacity and huge benefits. It has huge capacity and huge benefits. So explore.
explore from wait, I'm not getting. Hello, sir,
Now,
goodbye.
go to data tools.
Okay.
You can see the options you have on data tools.
Yeah.
You can also have data forecast, what if analysis, forecast sheet. You can see under that what if analysis, you see a drop down arrow. Click on the drop down arrow.
Whether
Click
this
on the
one
drop down arrow on the what if analysis.
what
Yes.
one
You'll see go seek, scenario manager, data table. Good. Very good. So go to review. Go to the review ribbon. Yes. Review ribbon also has a whole lot of, click on it again. Good. Yes.
Okay.
You do a whole lot of review from here. Protection, you add comments, smart lookup, workbook statistics, and things like that. You can protect your workbook, protect your worksheet, and go to view. After view, you have help.
Okay. Sounds easy. Okay.
Good. So let's go back to the home ribbon. So from what we have been able to do, you've seen the broadness and an overview of the strengths that Microsoft Excel have. So we need to now begin to explore this. We need to begin to explore this. We need to begin to explore this and see what we need to do with it. Now, let's all right, thank you. So we will continue by the next class. Let's take time to practice and relearn and relearn and relearn on what we have discussed today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir.